Welcome, Premium Gang. Hope everybody's having an awesome day today. I'm getting started here just a couple of minutes early, so just bear with me. I'll get everything set up here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Don't know if I have anybody with us yet. If there's anybody here, say hello. Watching ES here to see if we're going to get another breakdown or not. If we do, let's see here. Let's squeeze it in. Okay, if we get another breakdown and we get below here, which is 27.93, I would look for us to at least get to, let me see something here. I'm actually in a short trade right now, so I'm just watching it. But if we would break below here, I think we should at least get to around 27.90 and possibly drop all the way down to this next support level. That's if we can get some momentum to the downside. We'll see here if we do or not. So what we did is we went inside, outside, inside, and what I'm hoping for is that we break down, and if we break down, we take out these two and then possibly this and continue to drop. So let's see what happens here. So I am actually in a short trade right now. Okay, obviously the first level that we would need to get through is right here. So you'll see me keep flipping back and forth just so I know where I'm at in the trade. And we will talk about scalping as we go along here. So here we are at 2 o'clock. This is usually when things start to pick back up, right? You can see here on the 30-minute chart, 1, 2 for about the last hour and a half, not a whole lot of action. Like I said, we went inside, outside, inside, and now I'm hoping to see a break to the downside, but we'll see. We'll watch this. It says I've got a couple of you guys in here, so hello to whoever's here. I'd be happy just to get any kind of profit right now. It would be a bonus if this thing really started to spike down. First crucial level would be right here, the 27.99.75. Keep checking it. Come on now, spike down. Get just a little momentum here. Hey, Riz, good to see you, buddy. Okay, come on, come on. This one right here is crucial because that's where this wick also bounced. Come on now. Come on, give me a little bit of sugar. There we go. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more. Come on, break down, break down. Break down. Okay, I just went ahead and took profit because I want to make sure I lock it in. And as you can see, I got $100. So $2 spread here, 7 and 9. So I got $100 on that scalp right there. Let me take a, well, I can do that later. I can do that later. So welcome to everybody as we start with a bang, $100 scalp. So I'm happy about that. Now what we're watching for, and I'm on the 30-minute. I've been trading on everything today. I've been trading on the 30, the 15, and the 5. Okay, see, we're starting to break down here. I just wanted to make sure I locked in profit. $100 is $100, right? I don't, right here at this level, it could just as easily bounce against me. I expect it to probably fall through, because why? Okay, like we always talk here. What did we have right here? We had a contracting range. See that? We were getting tighter, and now we're breaking below. So I would expect it to break down, but we have two areas of obstacles. We have a support level, and we have this wick, and we have this wick together. So it just as easily could bounce right here, even if it's only temporary. And again, you guys just saw there, I just watched it. I watched it, 7, I knew where I entered. Okay, so 7 was break even. I was always break even. Watched it, went 725, then it bumped up to 775. And then when it made just that quick little drop of about $2, it went from 775 up to 9 that fast, because we're on an expiry day. On an expiry day, things move faster. But you got to remember, that works both ways. If it goes against you, it goes against you faster. So I was the beneficiary of just like literally about a $2 drop there. It went from $7.75 to $9 just on like a $2 drop. And I entered at 7. So, hey Riz, thank you, sir. All right, and I know that now it says there's some more of you in here. See, there it goes, it's bouncing. Okay, and I guarantee you if I come back over here, let's look. What did I have? I got to see which ones I had first. Okay, the 80s or 2800s. Yeah, see, look. So this is where I'd have to sell it. I'd already be 0. See that? Right here? Now I'd be losing money already. So that's how quickly, see this? So I got out with $100. If I wouldn't have got out when I did, I'd lose it all. It'd be gone just like that. Kiss it goodbye. All right, so that's why, like when I scalp, people who don't understand scalping, they're always like, why don't you just buy and hold it longer? Like on some of these moves, like down through here, I get people that ask me all the time. People will DM me and they'll say, why don't you just hold it? Wouldn't you make so much more money on the way down through here? Not necessarily, right? Because every time it comes and then spikes back up like this, it crushes you on options and you never fully recover. So those of you who don't play options, I can't stress that enough. Buying and holding, especially on an expiry day, is not a good strategy. All right, you see like here it came down to here and then it spiked all the way up to here. I guarantee you whatever profit you had there was long gone. You would have been in the red. Okay, same thing down here. When it spikes up against you, you'd lose everything that you had. And so sometimes, I'm just going to make up a scenario. Let's just say that this was a solid red candle, this was a solid red candle, and then this candle was like right here where this one is, okay? And I'm gonna say that down to, let's just say you got down to here, from up here, let's see, that says 58, and this is 22, so that's about $35 move. All right, if you held that whole way, and this was solid red candle, and then this happened right here, you were $35 in the money. Okay, I guarantee you, you would have been up big time, and then just this bounce right there would have wiped it out. Would have wiped it out. Now, how much would you have been up? It's hard to say, right? These are 30-minute candles, so if you were in a trade an hour and a half, I don't know exactly on a $35 move, where you would be, but I can guarantee you just a bounce like that right there would wipe out anything you had. And boy, wouldn't that suck, right? That gets you sick in the pit of your stomach. Now look over here again. You see this? Right? So I made the right decision. I play the probability. So going back, all the trades that I take on the way down, okay, all these many trades, it's because I have very minimal exposure. My exposure is so small, right? I don't let things go against me. I move into profit, especially if I get to 50 bucks or more. Now down here, I kind of had a good feeling we could at least make it to this support level, right? So that's why I waited a little bit longer, and it paid off. I got 100 bucks. But on some of these trades where I get out at $37.50 or $50, it's because I'm just trying to make sure I lock in that profit. So think about it this way. If you took, let's not say you're even going to win them all. Let's say you took 10 trades in a day and you cut them all off at 50 bucks. All right, that's 500, but you're not going to win them all. So let's say you lose 3 of them and you lose $37.50 on each one of those. Okay, whatever your risk tolerance is, 25, $37.50. Okay, I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. So $37.50, 75, 100. What would that be? 105 bucks, right? So if my math is correct. So on 10 trades, you'd basically be up 400 bucks. Wouldn't you do that over and over and over and over again? Every 10 trades, if you scalp like I do, okay, and I think today I've only had, I believe, going off memory, I think I've had 4 stop outs today. And obviously a lot more winners, right? I'm up over 7 for the day. So, and that includes that little $60 trade I had on CGC. Oh, let's go look at that. So, man, you want to talk about having FOMO. Okay, if I would have stayed in, so I was in on this candle right here, okay, and then I exited when it started coming back this way. In fact, I think I got out right there. Yep, I know I did. Right when it was around 41, 42. Look what happened. Okay, so right here, just to give you an idea, right here at the bottom of this candle, I was $120 in profit. And just that little of a bounce cut it in half from 120 to 160. Imagine, I said, I put in the room, I was trying to get 200 to 300. If I would have been in all the way down to here and even got out maybe down around here, do you realize how much money that would have been? It's scary, right? So I entered at, I think it was 62. Okay, it was 62. So I entered right here. Okay, I was not on this chart. I was on a smaller time frame chart. And I sold at 41 or 42. So 20 cents got me 60 bucks. All right? But just here, that's 10 cents. Okay? I was double that. Right? I was double that because that's how options work. The quicker and the faster it goes your way, they exponentially grow. Just like you saw right there, you guys who are on here, you saw just that little $2 drop on ES took me from from 775 to $9 when I entered at 7. Okay, I entered at 7, and just that little $2. Okay, now on this, it does that in cents. So if I would have had the guts to stay in this, I just didn't want it to turn around and go back against me. I got out there. Okay, but if I would have had the guts to stay in, look at this. Okay, so it went as low as 1336. I never would have held it down there. I probably would have got out probably about halfway back up this candle. If it would have bounced and got about halfway up, so let's say 1354, and I got in at 1462. So that's over $1. That's over $1, and I had 10 contracts. I shudder to think. I probably, and this is probably even conservative, that probably would have been good for, well, now it's already going to be changed. I was going to say we can look at the, we can look now. I was in the 14.5s. Okay, right now they're at 94 cents, and I was in at 31 cents. Okay, so that would be, but they were much lower than this, obviously, because now it's already bounced, 94. So 31 minus 91 is 60 cents. So that's 60. So the way it is right now I would have made $600. So I guarantee you it would have been closer to 1,000. Let me go back to it. Okay, if I would have sold down about right around here, if I would have held, I got in, remember, up here at 62, which is right here, and I would have held down to about right here, because at that time, it was still on the way down. It's at that number now after it's bounced. I'd be $600 to the good now. Imagine what it would have been here on the way down. Probably easily $1,000. But I didn't have the guts, right? I didn't have the guts. I saw this start to come back against me. And like I said, just that small of a move right there cut my profit in half. So I got out. So that's the power of options. That's why I like to trade options. I've seen some people make some just ridiculous amounts of money. I've never been blessed to, because you really would luck into, I shouldn't say luck, because some people do try to get these, but I know a guy who made over $400,000 on an $800 option play. $400,000. Now here's where the luck came in. The luck was he bought a drug company. Okay, this was last fall. He bought a drug company that was super cheap. I'm going to say it was 5-6 cents, okay, per option contract. He bought $800 worth. A day or two after he bought it, it was a swing trade for him. A day or two after he bought it, actually I think it was the very next day, and he did not know this, that company got acquired, or a rumor came out that they were being acquired by somebody else. The price of the stock just skyrocketed, and his options went from pennies to just through the stratosphere. It was 1 or 2 days, he went from an $800 investment to over 400 grand. And he was smart enough, he held on. I wouldn't have. I would have been cashing out. I'm telling you right now. He was smart enough to hold a couple more days. It went up even more. He made over $500,000 before he exited off at $800 on options. So anyway, I've missed out on some good Tesla trades. I've made good money. I've made 1,500, stuff like that on it. But I've missed out on some that like literally could have got in and then got back out like 15 minutes later or 45 minutes later, not a long period of time, and made like 6, $6,000 on 600 bucks, stuff like that. So anyway, let's go back, because what we want to really focus on today is scalping. I was asked about that specifically. All right, look at that bounce now. Look at that. Man, made the right decision, right? Made the right decision. Actually, it turned into a single candle power reversal. We could have re-entered right here, right? Because once it bounced, that's how you play a single candle power reversal. You don't know it's going to turn into that, but when you get a bounce like this and come back in, and look, this is where the candle opened, and we would have been going back into the range. You could have entered right here and played it that direction. But I was talking to you guys, so no big deal. So anyway, let's talk about scalping specifics. Why did I think this was a good trade? I already showed you, right? Okay, we were in a contracting range here on the 30-minute, and then this candle opened here outside and went below. Now, I was already in the trade. I want you to know that, okay? We went inside, outside, inside, and I'm going to tell you how I kind of had a good feeling it was coming down. This candle originally spiked up, then it came back down, and I think I had it marked, where was it? I think it was 206, so just under here, just under the body of this, I entered, okay? And here's how I was looking at it. I think it was about 205.50 actually is where I entered. Here's how I was looking at it. If all I got was down to here, I'd probably at a bare minimum break even or make 25 or 37.50. Okay, then this candle opened, and you guys watched it with me. What did it do? It waffled, it waffled, it waffled, and then we had about a $2 drop right down to this level, and I exited. So I ended up making 100 bucks. But the reason I was taking the trade was because of the contracting range, and then we went inside, outside, inside, okay? And what I was really hoping for is that maybe even this candle would have came down and got down to here. I probably would have made more than 100 bucks because that move would have been quicker, right? The quicker the move, the more you make on options. Now let's look at some different time frames, because I want to go back through. Let me get rid of this. I want to go back through and show you guys some things. I've taken a lot of trades on the 15-minute today. Okay. I probably don't even have to tell you guys, and you'll see this. The absolute 100% most probable trade of the day, of the entire day, was this right here. Okay, you guys see that, right? Beautiful, beautiful shooting star after a strong move up, right here around opening price level, rejecting the 20. Okay, I was all over this. As soon as it took that sucker out, I was in there. In fact, I think, if I remember right, I think I actually took 2 trades on this one candle. So I took one, locked it in. I think I took one right about here, okay, because you know my conservative plays, right? Right about the bottom of this candle. And if I remember right, the way the action played out is it did sort of waffle here a little bit. I locked it in. And then when I saw it start to break down again, I re-entered and I caught it down to about the bottom of the wick. But this right here, this is the stuff dreams are made of when you're scalping, right? Or any trade, right? Even a day trade. You see a strong move that all of a sudden ends like this right here. Because what was this at one time? It was a candle that was actually bigger than any of these. It was a big green candle, solid, and then it came back, came back, came back, okay? And I was watching it, and as soon as it got back under the 20, in my mind, I'm saying it's rejecting right here, okay? But I waited, because I was trading this one on the 15-minute. I waited until this candle closed, perfect hammer, shooting star. The only worry I had was right here, was opening price level, but this was such, oh my gosh, this is, again, if you could just take a picture of that right there, This is the kind of stuff you're looking for. Like when I'm scalping and I'm switching from time frame to time frame, and we're going to do that here in a second, I'm looking for this kind of stuff. This is so high probability. And like I said, I know I took like 2 trades on this one candle. All right, what else do we see here? 3 candle pattern play. 1 resting candle, upper 25 to 30%, not a big wick. Boom, we got that, right? Then we had this broke through this level, retested back up and went. Okay, you see that? Also, here was an inside candle. So you can play the break of this, and that was a good trade right there. Now on this opening candle, I'm trying to remember if I took any on the open, because I was in CGC, and I don't know if I also took a trade on I took trades on ES before, but I don't know if I took any on this opening candle because I was in CGC, but that's irrelevant. Okay, but here again, this is a 15-minute. So here could have been a trade. You had an inside candle. You take out the high, you go long, probably put your stop about right there, about the top of this body. Okay, you never would have had to worry about it. This thing was strong to the upside. Okay, and look at this. This is, again, this is beautiful. Top of this body is confluent or congruent with opening price level. So there's a great exit. And then what did price do? Look at this. Okay, it bounced this way, and then it went higher. You could have looked for a scalp right here when it takes this candle out. Okay, then right here, you got to know that that would probably be some resistance. So this is probably only going to get you $2 or $3. 4, looks like $4. That's plenty today. On an expiry day, that's plenty. Okay, during the day especially. Now towards the end of the day, it just depends. I'm trying to pay attention over here. It looks like we're getting a shooter countering sort of like a hammer. So I'm going to pay attention. We're about 5 minutes from this candle closing. All right, then we had the three candle pattern play right there. Okay, dropping, okay, down to this level. You can see it came back, retested, dropped lower, bounced back up, dropped lower. Then we had this here. Now this is when I left. Okay, this is when I left, took my break, I went for a walk, had lunch. This started playing out. Remember, this is the 15. This started playing out while I was gone. Okay, come back, and then I see, okay, we got a contracting range here, and then you guys know how I played it. Right there, I looked to enter, what did I say, 205.50, I believe is where I entered, which that is right about where my cursor is now, right about here. That's what it was, taking out this candle. That is what it was. So 205.50, I entered, it came here, then it opened up right there, and then we got our drop. Then it bounced, came back up. Now we're going to see, does this turn into a shooter countering a somewhat of a hammer? That's not a perfect hammer, but we'll see. I still feel like the market wants to go even lower, because here's my thought process. My thought process is here. Look at this move down. Okay, see this. All right, we opened up, we came down, strong move up. That was just fooling everybody, right? Really, this is just a level of structure, because look, we never made a new high. That's just a level of structure. This opening candle flushed down. Then we went 3 strong candles here. Now we're on the 15 right now. So this was 45 minutes. Actually, it was an hour, because see, this was big green at one time, and then it turned around. And when I saw this, I kind of figured in my mind, and I think, remember, I was typing in notes. I'm like, hey, the key is still 28, 23, 25. I said, if we get below there, we can still plunge further. I still believe we can go even further. All right. And then we had this strong move down. You got to have some profit taking. You have to, right? After all this. But you notice we didn't come back up. We went sideways in a contracting range. That tells me, because here, if they wanted to take it back higher, it would have happened right here, and we would have started making structure back to the upside. That's not what happened, right? We went to here, we came back down, we came back up, we came back down, we came up, we came down, we came up. All right, so we're still, even though we sort of broke out there, okay, we're still just right here, and I think they want to drop it even more. Again, I gave you some numbers, you know, maybe 27.90, and if that breaks, then you're looking at 27.75, 75 right here. Okay, man, I'm keeping a sharp eye on this right now. We might try to take another one while we're on here. Let's see. We're 40 seconds away from this candle closing. So let's just see what happens here. We may take another one live. We'll see. So the first thing I need to do is I got to see where would I want to enter. I would probably pick this strike right here. So I'm going to select it just in case. All right, we still got about 5 seconds. So I do just like I tell you guys. Okay, now the new candle. Now what I'd really like to see, I'd like to see it go up a little bit and then come back down through. See how it's going a little bit green? Okay, I'd like to see it just go up a little bit and then come back down through. That spooks a lot of people, but it happens all the time. So if you're a scalper, you should not be worried about that. You should look and say, okay, I know what normally happens here. Now, if we start to go red here, I might go ahead and try it. Where are we at? We're at 28.04. We're kind of vacillating. So you guys are watching this with me. Okay, still green. Nothing to do here. See, it's just moving up and down, up and down. We're at the bottom of the hour. Okay, 2:30. I'd like to see this thing start to go red. I know, again, this is a potential area of support. And then if that would break, then you're looking at this wick right here. And if it gets through there, it could just flush down to here. Now, I probably, like, even if that happens, I probably wouldn't be in it all the way down. Because again, I'd be worried. Let's look while we're waiting. Let's look and see. I think I have to go back. Let me go back to the 30. All right, what I want to do is see if there's anything that we need to be worried about over here to the side. That's 28.23. Let me stretch this back out. There we go. All right, see there was 28, 23, 25. Okay, here's down where we're at right now. We're actually right here. That's why we're hanging up. Okay, see price is at 28.04, 28.05. Look what happens when I put my wick or my cursor right here. See where we're at? 28.04, 20. It's a pivot right here and a wick. That's why we're hung up there right now. Okay, then this wick is probably what caused it to bounce earlier today. All right, so let me get back over here. Back to the 15-minute. Back to the 15-minute. Okay, we're still not breaking down yet. Let me squeeze it in a little bit more. All right, still nothing to do. I hope you guys see what I mean when I talk about scalping actually probably requires more patience, not less. All these people that say, oh, I scalp because I don't have patience. That's horrible, right? Because they'd already be jumping into trades like this. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, we're in. Let's see. We entered, we got filled at 5. If it goes our way or not. Close. All right, so now we just got to watch. Okay, we want to see it break down. We want to see it break down. We want to at least get under this. Okay, come our way. Let's see. And I'll be super cautious because we're right here. You saw what happened here. Okay, so I wouldn't want that to happen. Okay, right now we're up 1250. Probably about break even now. Okay. Come on. Come on down. See, it's just holding up right now, just holding up. We need it to get below 27.99.75. Actually, we need to get it below 27.98. Got to get below there. If we get below 27.98, at a bare minimum, we'll probably see it drop another $2, $3, $4. Okay, it's trying. It's trying. Come on. Come on. Come on. I got to keep watching there. 2801. Come on. You can do it. I know you want to. See, it's having a hard time getting through there. Having a hard time getting through there. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Need to let it push. Needs to push. Come on. Keeps getting right down to that level, and then it stops. You guys see that? Gets right down to it, and then it stops. All right. Let's see if it's just taking a rest or if it's going to try to pop up again. All right, guys, I got to exit. Wait a minute. Trying to watch it here. Trying to give it every opportunity, but I don't want to let it go against me either. Okay, now I exited, but I can re-enter. So we'll see. I just want to be careful here because I don't want this to happen. I'll show you my exit so you can see. Okay, right there. 20, or wait a minute. 20, about 27.50, I believe. Okay, so now I just wait, right? I just wait. So you see how that works out, right? You've seen two, just like the other day. So one went my way for 100. That one didn't. I stop out for like 27.50. If you did that, just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, right? But I know Kelsey will watch this later if she's not on here right now. But that's what you're getting so much better at, Kelsey, is getting out of a trade early if it starts to go against you. There's no reason to let it just go against you, right? So a lot of people, they get up here and they see it, they get up here and they keep going, well, I think it's going to pull back down. Well, I do think it's going to pull back down, but that still doesn't mean that I shouldn't get out, right? That doesn't mean that I shouldn't get out. I should get out because it could go this way. And if I keep going, what if it gets up to here? And I keep saying, well, I think it's going to pull back. All right, here it goes. It's trying. Okay? People lose so much money by saying, I think it's going to do something. Just get out. Okay? You have your stops, your risk tolerances, and when that stop is hit, you get out. All right? I'm happy with that. Right there. Again, you'll take that trade off all day long. Okay, negative 2750, positive 100. Right? So what is that? 7250 to the good. Come on. Now what I'm probably going to do for safety's sake is try to let it get down and get below here. Then I would maybe look to try to scalp, because from here, that's what, 98 down to here is $5.25. Okay, so even if you got down here and then it started to come back against you, you can maybe make a little bit. But if it breaks there, okay, if you enter here and it breaks here, okay, it might just drop, because we're getting to that point in the day when bigger moves can happen. So we're going to watch and we're going to see. It's still testing, still testing. Okay, and again, I would probably take this one right here. But we'll watch and see what happens. See, really hung up right here in this wick and this support level. Okay, we got this. This is not a great hammer. Again, I'd like to see the wick be longer and the body be slightly smaller, like up here. Okay, I love this one. This one's okay because it's countering this. And what do we know? Most of the time, the one that's countering, it's going to go that direction the majority of the time. So far it is. If I don't know if Nail's watching right now or not, because I know he said he had some work out in the fields to do. But we're getting close to Nail. Nail believes that a lot of algos kick in at 45 past the hour. And that's when, not every time, but that's when a lot of pops tend to happen. Okay, here we go. We're trying to break down below it. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. Okay. We're right here at the bottom of this wick. I'm watching. I know the bottom of that wick is 27.98. Actually, it's 27, yeah, 27.98. I was right. So nothing to do unless we take it out. 27.98.75. $27, still just sort of hanging out there, hasn't got below it. That's why you got to have patience. 50, 98.50, It's getting closer. Not yet. Not yet. I'm also watching the clock up here too. Because when it hits 245, we'll see if Nails algos kick in and push this thing down. 98.25, 97.75. And I don't think we got filled. So cancel. All right, I canceled. And we're going to try to get filled again. Okay, we got filled. Now we'll see if we can get any kind of a drop. Okay, we filled at 675. So we're at break even right now. Right here. Okay, let's see if this thing will drop. 245 just hit. Okay, coming up just a little bit, and now let's see if we go lower. Okay, we're at 27.98. $97.50. 97.25. $97. 96.75. 96.50. Come on now. Let's see if we can drop. $96.50. Now it's going back up the other way. Okay, we got to watch it. Now this could just be a break and retest, right? Break, retest, and go. That's what I'm watching for. Okay, now we're touching what was support. We'll see if it's resistance now. If for some reason it starts to go higher, then I'll have to exit. Okay, I got to get out. Okay, put my order in. And this is what can happen. I'm not, okay, got filled, got filled. All right, that was not good. That was not what we like to see. Okay, now it may come back down now. It may come back down. But that one went against you. See how quickly it happened? And I switched twice and didn't get filled, didn't get filled. That's the only thing about futures, right? You have to manually do your stops. See, now it may come back down through. Okay, I'm ready again just in case. So far, nothing. So far, nothing. Okay, came back up, retested. Now we're going to see, does it want to try to go lower? So somebody new joined, so we might not be on here much longer, but welcome to whoever just joined. Okay, so right now, this wick right here is given, let's see here, let me remove these, is given some support. So we can't discount that. Okay, anywhere in this wick, it does not have to be down here at the bottom. That's a misconception, right? Anywhere in this wick, okay, like see here where it stopped? It's right in the middle of the wick. Just waiting to see if it's going to turn around and go back down. See how them spikes can happen quickly, right? So those of you watching, sometimes you can get out really easily, and other times, because it's spiking fast, it's hard to get out. I tried twice. Okay, now it's spiking again. It wasn't until the third time I was able to get out. That's the only really bad thing about trading futures, because you cannot, at least on the platforms I trade on, they do not, I don't know if that's standard across the board. I don't know if futures allow mechanical stops, but I know TOS and Tastyworks, you can't put a mechanical stop in. You have to get out manually. And if price is really moving, it can be tough. Riz, you said E-Trade's the same. I got you. Okay, right now we're just holding here, right? There's nothing to do unless this breaks down below here again. And that would be attempt number 2, right? Because you can re-enter. We're getting close to power hour. So there was at 2:45 p.m. we did not get any kind of an algo push. And Nail and I were talking about this. He said that, obviously it doesn't happen all the time, but he either read something or he's done some research that said algos typically kick in at 15 till the hour, so like 1:45, 2:45, all those different times, 3:45. And there are times that he's definitely right. Like, I think there was one of my trades yesterday. He said, you noticed that when it hit 45, we got a big candle. And he was right, okay? But they don't happen every single time. And why? Hard to tell. Okay, it's coming down. It's coming down. Okay, we haven't went red yet. We got down to like 97 something, but we never went red again, so I'm just waiting. Just patience. This game is all about patience. Right here. This is what we're watching, and we're looking for it to get below the low that it's put in so far. So it would have to turn red again. And we know that this wick over here is what held it up last time. Now that doesn't mean, right, that if it starts this time that it can't get through. Because if we look across, you see the bottom of this body, this has been tested here, 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 and here. So at some point, right? It'll eat up the buyers that are in this wick because it's buying pressure that created this wick and sent price higher. So at some point, it'll eat through that. Coming back down again. Every time it gets down near the bottom here, it pops back up. Very interesting. Okay, getting closer. Getting closer. $97.50. Nope, not yet. Every time it gets down to the bottom. You see that? So right now that's telling me that it's like 27.9750 is a sticking point. Because every time it gets to it, it pops back up. So that's what we're watching right now. 97.50. Because every time it gets there, it pops back to the top side. See how patient you have to be? 97.50. 97.50. 97.50. Every time it gets there. Every time it gets there, right now, it pops back up. So you got to watch these things in real time, right? You got to understand. There it goes again. Pops back up. You got to understand where your sticking points are. Okay, there's no reason to enter unless it gets below that, right? Okay. That's 98.25, not 97. And there we go, popping back up again. Less than 4 minutes to go on this particular candle. Let's do this. Let's set an alert. We'll say 97. Oh, and now we might get it. All right, here we go. Okay, we're in. Let's see where we got in. 650. All right, now we want to see, can we push down? There's 95.50. What did I say we got in at? 650, right? Yep. Okay, let's see. Can we get a push? Can we get a push? We're at 95, 94.50. Come on, give us a push. Push us down. 95, 94.75, 95, 94.50. Come on now. Don't go back on us. Don't go back on us. Let's go. Let's push. Let's push. Okay, it's struggling with that wick right now. We need to push down. 96, 95.50. $94.75, 94. Okay. 94.50, 94. $93.75. $93.50. Okay, we're out. Let's see here. I think I'll tell you exactly. $75. Okay, so we got $75 on that, and we're out. And we were in the trade 2 minutes. 2 minutes for $75. And look, we got out just in the nick of time. So twice, right? All right, guys. Let me do this here. So we're at 3 o'clock. Does anybody have any questions? Let me take it down. I'm not going to take any more trades while we're on here. Thanks, Chin. Appreciate that. Okay, I also took some trades on the 5-minute today. Okay, as you can see, 5 minutes obviously a lot busier. Okay, a lot busier. But like right here, okay, I did not take this trade because we didn't get a strong move up. Then we came down, and then we came back up through, came down again, and then here, if I remember right, I might have entered somewhere over in here on this second one. Okay, you see how this just barely popped up? You may notice I don't always go just as soon as it breaks. I let it get 2 or 3 ticks either above or below, and then I look to enter. That keeps you from a lot of this, okay, where it just barely takes it out by like a tick and then it reverses. So I usually wait 2 or 3 ticks, all right? But see, you can look for things like this right here. Okay, here was a pullback, and then when it takes out this candle, you can look at that. All right, see this pattern right here? Up right here to opening price level, pullback. Okay, that's just structure, but it's on a 5-minute. Okay, as soon as you take the top of this candle out, this is a scalping technique, which is also the 200 on the 5-minute. Look what it did. It popped all the way up here. Then we started selling off back to the downside. There's structure on the 5-minute. Okay, so what I would do here is draw a line right across the bottom of here. Okay, you see that? Then when you break through there, you can take a trade down. Came back up, came back down. Let's look. I'm looking to see if there was anything else here on the 5-minute. Okay, I like this right here. Okay, why? Spinning top after a structure move down. We were on our way up. We come down and it's right here by support. We put in a spinning top. Again, once you take the top of that out, you can go long. The only thing you had concern with there is the 20, but it didn't have any problem. Went right through it. Okay, then we went sideways. Okay, you could draw a line right across there. Take the break down. And if I'm going too fast for anybody, I'll just show you. You just literally draw a line like that. Let me squeeze in. Okay, just draw a line like that. When you get a break of that, Okay, I'd probably enter when it takes that wick out there. Okay, and then I'd be looking at exit right there. Okay, so on and so forth. So that's a 5 minute. You can go all the way down. I think, Chin, I think it was you, said you were going back and forth between a 1 minute and a 30 minute. All right, so here's the 1 minute. And I traded the 1 minute the other day. The 1 minute is crazy busy. Okay, let's see if we can get it. There we go. Back here. Trying to get it closer to, there we go. All right, so we opened right here. This is the 1 minute. All right, so on the 1 minute, we put in a spinning top, then we moved up to this level, okay? Formed this. This is not really a hammer, but on a 1 minute, it would be good enough because look, again, you gotta be able to do this quick. Like I don't necessarily draw the lines, I can just see it. Okay, see this here? Then it breaks, you can take that. Okay, probably take that most of the way down on the 1 minute. Right, then we bottomed out. Structure, okay, again, this is somewhat showing you that this move is probably over. Right, so once you take the bottom of that out, that's going to get you down to here. 37. 42, that's about $5. Okay, that's going to make you money. All right, and it came down. It was pushing up. Okay, look at this. See that? Right across there. When you break through there, you can take it up. And as soon as you start to go red, you exit. Okay, here is the next one. This is a 1 minute. I would be looking at this something like that, right? Break through, take this candle down. As soon as you start going green, you got to get out. If you're going to trade a 1 minute, you got to be quick, right? And it mentally takes you. How do we draw those support and resistance lines on our chart? You're talking about these, Chin? These lines? Are those the lines you're talking about? If those are the lines you're talking about, there's a video in our channel, okay, on in the YouTube channel, how to draw accurate support and resistance lines. It's only like 2.5 minutes long. It's that easy. I'll show you. Let me, yes, okay. Let me go. I'm trying to think of something that might not have lines on it. No, I already put lines in on Cisco. What about Codex? Okay, we don't have any lines here. All right, so I'll draw these in for you. So first of all, you go to a 4 hour and still watch the video because it'll help you. Go to a 4 hour, switch to the line chart. Okay, get your price level tool. Start at opening price, and let me get rid, I got to get rid of after hours. Do not do it with after hours. So turn that off. Okay, there we go. So you start with opening price level, which is right here, and now you're going to mark all the sharp pivots and bigger moves. You're going to ignore the choppy stuff. All right, and all you got to do is hover over the line, and it'll tell you exactly, if you want to be exact, 1696. Okay, and if you're within a penny or two, if you only have the option of daily or 2 hour, I would do the daily. That personally, that's what I would do. Okay, I would mark this one here. And this one would be 1427. And if you're, again, if you're within a couple of pennies, don't worry about being exact. Okay, here, 1130. 1131 is good. Here, 946. 947 is good. I would probably come down to here. 733, right on the nose. Okay, I always try to draw it up at the highest point, which it's still going higher. So I'm not going to do that right now because it's still going higher. Definitely one right here, which is 5.7. So 5.68 is good. Okay, that's good enough for now. Okay, then you go back to the time frame that you watch or trade on the most. For me, that's the 30-minute. You turn the candles back on. Okay, and now you have your lines. Okay, now this is breaking up into highs here. So this will eventually get a new line on it. And then another thing you can do is check the daily ATR, and you'll know, do I need to have additional lines? So let's just look, and this is a cheat way to do it, or a hack. 16.25, 17.16. So that's about $1.40. Okay, let's look at this day. 17.40 down to a low of 15. So that's about not quite $1. I'll bet you most days it's going to be about $1. Okay, approximately. All right, so you probably would need some additional lines. All you got to do is find levels. Okay, like right here. Watch this. Boom. There's a level. Okay, that separates them because you don't want this and this to be, $2.50 apart if the ATR is only $1 a day. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so down here, okay, this is $3 apart. I need to see if I can find a level. Sometimes you're not going to be able to find any. Let's see if I can find one. All right, there, okay, and I'll show you, because see where it was supported here, came through, retested there, supported here, all right. So that's how you add levels. Now up here, obviously this has been a huge move today. All right, so I would probably look at maybe a level right here, and then we'll see where the day ends. Okay, and there's definitely going to be a level wherever the high of the day is. All right, so that's how you draw the lines in. Okay, Chin, I hope that shows you, and then you can watch the video. It's only 2.5 minutes, and it shows you exactly what I did right here. And they're super easy to put in, and they become very, very accurate. All right, let's go back and see what the market is doing before we get off of here. Awesome. Awesome, Chin. Okay, so look at that. Right here, that's where I exited, obviously right here at the bottom of this wick, because I didn't want to risk it. And look what happened. Look at that bounce. Big bounce. Now it's trying to come back down. Whether it will or not remains to be seen. Okay, I hope you guys see why I'm so conservative. And Kelsey, when you watch this video, I hope you see it too. Okay, and I know you're starting to get it now. This is exactly, you guys have seen it happen like 2 or 3 times, right? Okay, this is exactly why I'm so conservative, right? I could take this like I did, right? And if this bounces a little bit and comes back down through, I can re-enter again. Okay, there's no reason why I can't. But I would much rather take that profit right there, 75 bucks, than to have this go against me. See that? That would have not only wiped the profit out, that would have put me in the red. And you saw on that other trade how hard it was to get out if it spikes on you. Remember, it took me 3 tries to get out before it finally let me get out. The first time, I got out easily. The second time, it started spiking up so fast that it took me 3 tries. I had to just keep trying to get in because the price was going up so fast. That's what would have happened here. So I literally got out in the nick of time. And I didn't know that. All I knew was that we were right here at the bottom of this wick. what is likely to happen when you get near the bottom of a long wick? A bounce. Okay, even if it's only temporary. I mean, this thing may come down through here, take this out, and we may flush, right? But that wouldn't have helped me in the trade I was in. Would have devastated me. So anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed it today. If you have more questions, obviously we'll be back on tomorrow and we can do some more. And you guys can let me know in the comments whether you like me taking live trades on here. That's something I told you guys before. Grayson, you know, he's like, are you going to start doing more live trades? And he recommended, and I told him I really would like to do it. If I can get all my ducks in a row to where I have everything the way I like it, I may start doing sessions like in the mornings where I'm just letting the feed run and you guys can watch me. I mean, I'll narrate, but I have to concentrate. Like right now, I mean, we've only taken, what is it, 3? 4. 4. We've taken 4 trades in the hour and 14 minutes we've been on. In the mornings, I mean, I can't even keep up. Like the ones I'm putting in the room, that's as many as I can both trade and put in the room, trade and put in the room. I mean, because I'm scalping wherever I see it, and I'm flipping from today. It was the 30, the 15, and the 5. I just keep flipping back and forth, looking. Okay, if I go back to the 15 minute, okay, I'm looking for this kind of stuff right here. Let me get closer. Okay, I'm looking for stuff like that because that is a no-brainer, right? Okay, now still, and I know some people out there, I've watched some videos of some people that'll say, when you get your setup, you need to go all in, man. You know it's going to work. Okay, well, I know that that's probably going to work, and it did, but that's silly to go all in, right? Unless you have a really, really, really small account. You're just still in that growth phase of you're still putting a lot more than you should. You know, but if somebody has a bigger, even a medium-sized account, don't ever go all in. Don't ever go all in. Keep it small, keep it conservative, keep it safe, right? But you're looking for stuff like this because that is the probabilities are so stacked in your favor. So stacked in your favor. So anyway, and I mean, even down here, okay, look what happened. Look at all these topping tails. That's another reason why I think they still want to take this down. Okay, they keep getting resistance, or excuse me, support right here, right? They got it here first. Now they're getting it in this wick. Okay, but you see all these topping tails up through here. This is a hammer, right? I'm watching to see, can we take this out? This is beautiful right here. Yeah, chin. Exactly. Exactly. It's just being responsible, right? That's exactly what you said. That is being responsible. And that's what a lot of traders don't do. Okay, especially like today, right? I was having a great morning, but then I walk away. I go and I do some other things. I get my mind off of it. I go for a walk. And some people would say, man, when you're on a hot streak, you just got to keep going, you know, keep punching. No, know your limits, right? Okay, so for me, I was getting tired. Mentally, right? Because taking a lot of scalps and watching price action all the time, that tires you out. And I wanted to get out and enjoy the weather, go for a walk, get some exercise in. I actually already had ate lunch at that point. But I just wanted to get away. Plus, it was the dead zone, right? 11:30 to 2, you know, noon to 2, right in there. Anyway, that's the best time to walk away. That way you don't get greedy and you don't make mistakes because you're going to make them at the worst time. You don't want to make mistakes during the dead zone. Why? Because things slow down, right? Things slow down and they get choppy. Okay, you don't want to make mistakes there. So when you're having a great day, and there's nothing wrong with just walking away for the rest of the day. I know so many traders only trade that first 45 minutes to hour and a half, and that's it. They don't trade again the rest of the day. Okay, sometimes I'll come back and I'll trade between 2 and 3:30, but some days I don't. Just depends, right? Just depends. Today I took these trades because we're on here, and I think it was you, Chin, had asked, about can you really cover some more about the scalping and all that. And absolutely, I am happy to do it, and we can do it more. And eventually, I think what Grayson and I have talked about is me maybe doing morning sessions where I just turn the camera on, it's live, and you guys can watch me, and you can do, but I just won't be able to like converse like we do here, because I will be intent on what I'm doing and trying to take, because that's a bunch of trades I'm taking. That's a bunch. And sometimes I'm like, you remember where I showed you like up here? I took like 2 on this one candle. So when I get out, I'm already looking, all right, I get out here because it's conservative, okay, and then price waffles around and starts to go again. Well, then I jump back in, but then I have to be careful because I'm in a wick, right? So I have to be intent on watching it and make sure it doesn't bounce back against me. But we do think that maybe that would be beneficial to let you guys watch, while I trade, and then maybe later you could ask questions, and I could come back and say, okay, you might say, well, why did you do this, or why didn't you do that, or whatever, and I can kind of explain it. I do my best to explain it while it's happening. I'll verbalize what I'm doing. I wouldn't be able to go back and forth and read comments and all that, because then I might miss something crucial. Things happen fast at the beginning of the day. Okay, right now this is slow compared to the beginning of the day. Somebody might say taking 4 trades in like an hour, that's a lot, but that's nothing for me. Okay, that first hour to hour and 15 minutes of the day, okay, it's trade, because you guys see them, right? Some of them are only 2 or 3 minutes long. A long one might be 10 or 11 minutes. If it goes over that, I'm usually getting nervous. If it's more than like 15 minutes, unless like that one I told you, I can't even remember if that was today or yesterday. It was one I was in like 43 minutes or something, but I was I was profitable almost the entire time. That's why I wasn't worried. Okay, I was in the green. I just wasn't where I was only like $6.25 to $25 in the green, and then eventually it went my way. So that was the only reason I was in that trade that long. So, okay, I'm going to get off of here. I'm telling you what I'm watching right here to see if we break this hammer, and if we do, I might jump in. So you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you in the room. Bye-bye.